Welcome to Trainer Talk, guys. We're back again. I'm Matt Morris.
Luke Smith.
Hey, guys. We're coming to you talking about a supplement that has been around a long time, but it really, from my perspective, is gaining momentum, not only in the fitness industry. The fitness industry knew it, but it's becoming more mainstream and definitely more mainstream around Burn Boot Camp recently, and that is creatine. All right, you got me and Luke talking to you guys. We're going to use this episode to really just talk about the overview at a high level of the history of creatine, what is creatine, the benefits of creatine, how I use it, what I've seen and personally since taking it, and then also Luke as well. So let's go over the history first. And I wrote this creatine cheat sheet for us, so that's what we're reading off of. I don't want to give any information that isn't right, so I did my homework for you guys, not to give you any misinformation on purpose. So the history. Creatine was founded in like 1832, I believe. 1832 by a French scientist. So what he did was he would take meat, and he realized he would take meat under a microscope and realized there was something in there that he didn't know what it was, and he extracted it from meat. So creatine's found in meat, and he extracted it in 1832, and he founded creatine. So that's where it comes from. It really wasn't extracted and used for any benefit until like the 1950s. And then what happened in the Olympics in the 90s, there was this sprinter from Great Britain, and he was trained with creatine in his training program. So not only did he lift weights, and we'll talk about why lifting weights is important for creatine, but throughout his whole training regimen as a sprinter, he used creatine to supplement during his workouts or post or pre-workout. And he never used it before. But also, he'd been in 2 previous Olympics, and he never won the gold medal. And he started taking creatine in this Olympics, and what happened is he won the gold medal. Some will say it's because, what's that sprinter, Lewis? Some would say the sprinter who won the gold medal the previous 2 Olympics wasn't in that Olympics, but people were wanting to know what he did. So not only did he talk about his training regimen, but he talked about, I'm taking a supplement called creatine, and then it just blew up. Like every high-performing athlete wanted to start taking it. So they really started studying it in the 90s, and since then, it's been the most studied supplement outside of caffeine and protein of any supplement in the entire world. There's like 1,300 peer-reviewed studies on it. They're still coming up with benefits of creatine because they've realized that not only is it benefit when you work out, but there could be also some cognitive benefits and some bone benefits as well of creatine. So they're coming up with study after study after study. So there's been about 1,300 studies in the last 30 years, which is amazing, which is crazy. If you're thinking about, okay, I got the history, but what is creatine really? What is creatine really? Luke, let them know what creatine is.
Well, kind of what Matt alluded to, it's naturally occurring, which with having 1,300 studies, we want to know that it's safe to put in our body. And I think when you have 1,300 peer-reviewed studies, when you get down to it, that's a really, really big deal.
And that's another reason why it'll never be banned anywhere. Because as you're watching this video right now, your body is making creatine.
Yeah, but it's not at the amounts that we need to receive benefits from it. But it's just naturally occurring molecule, like Matt said, in the liver and sometimes in the kidneys. But our body's only going to produce 1 to 3 grams a day. So if it's found mostly, not really in chicken, but in red meat and in a lot of seafood,
yep.
And it's ultimately used to give us ATP. So that's an energy source. When we're working out, we're using creatine. And what's really interesting is that our first, most explosive energy pathway is called the creatine phosphate pathway. So if we're ingesting this and taking this in, it's going to allow us to work out harder and work out faster. So if that guy won the gold medal in the sprint, creatine phosphate, the energy system lasts 5 to 10 seconds. Yep. So if you're having something that's going to make you more explosive, a little bit faster, move quicker, move heavier weight, no wonder he won the gold medal.
So Luke had some good call outs there. Again, not only is your body making it itself, right? And if you eat meat and if you eat seafood, you're ingesting it. But why should I supplement it, right? Why did they make it into a powdered form? So think about it this way. If you really wanted to fully saturate your muscle, which creatine does, it takes about 30 days for you taking it every day, 5 grams a day, for it to fully get in your muscle. So this is a big difference between caffeine that you take in pre-workout and creatine, right? Caffeine I've said before, you need to take 20 to 30 minutes to see the benefits. To see the benefits of creatine, you can't just take it a week, you can't just take it 2 weeks and to start seeing the benefits in the gym. You really got to take it 30 full days at 5 grams per day for that muscle to be fully saturated, because that's where it gets stored. Like Luke says, that's where the energy gets stored. And the best analogy I've heard about creatine is it plays Batman and Robin to the energy already in your muscle. So you get energy through the food you eat, right? Through the carbohydrates you eat, which is like Batman, right? Once that gets burned up, Robin's its sidekick, and that's the creatine in your muscle to really do those extra reps, lift a little bit heavier, but also recover between workouts. So at Burn Boot Camp, the workouts are intense, and sometimes the recovery after a workout isn't as great as we could. Creatine will help that for you to bounce back the next day and work out just as hard. So again, that's the history. What is it? It's an energy source, all right? It will provide you energy within the gym. How I've used it, you're asking yourself, well, do I need to take it pre-workout or post-workout? It honestly isn't that important. The most important thing is you take it daily. I like to take it post-workout. It's just part of my routine. So if you want to make it part of your pre-workout routine, you can take it. If you want to make it part of your post-workout routine, do it as well. Again, the key thing is I have found if I take it post-workout, that is the best for me to take it every day. Again, it takes 30 days for it to get fully in your muscle. If you're wondering, well, what if I stop taking it? It also takes that same 30 days for the creatine to fully get out of your muscle. Okay, so don't cycle it. Don't do 2 weeks on, 1 week off. That's not going to have any benefit at all. Just take it every day to see the full benefits of creatine. Anything else to add about it?
Yeah, well, I just want to add, on the contrary to what Matt said, I like to take it in my pre-workout. So flavorless most times, so I just dump it in with my night, shake it up, and then I'm good to go. And that just is what works best for me and part of my routine.
Yeah. Let us know, guys. I know there's a lot of questions on creatine. We're going to have a bunch more content about it, and maybe something is in the works. Wink, wink. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you, guys. Again, we're going to end it 2 claps on 2, 1, 2.